guys, Fly Girl VSG back to you with part 2. There we go. Okay, so, jumping right in. I have not moved, obviously. I just hit stop and then hit start again. So anyway, going back to that, I want to eat better even when I don't. And that's a big, big, big deal. And I don't beat myself up over making poor choices. I have done a fair bit of beating up over this year in terms of not using this year to the best of my advantage. I started drinking 4 months out from surgery. I felt that that probably impinged. I probably could have lost another 25 pounds this year. But I didn't. And that's okay. You know, if it takes me all the rest of this year, I mean, I hope it doesn't. But if it does, to get to my final goal, then I will have done it in a healthy way. And, you know, I'm able to lose weight now. That's the thing, is that, you know, I came into this as someone who tried to lose weight very, very hard. I worked out really, really hard. I ate moderately well. I mean, I didn't, you know, my portion sizes were a lot, but I wasn't eating more than 1,700 calories a day, which for a normal-sized person who was working out the way I did, isn't that many. I mean, you know, we think now 900, 1,000, like, you know, 1,700 is like, oh my God, that's so much. But, I mean, you know, so, but I couldn't lose weight. I'd lose like half a pound a month or less. And, so now even if it's half a pound a week, that's still 2 pounds a month. That's still more than I was getting before, like by a lot. And I already have a huge jump start because I've lost 2/3 of the weight that I need to lose. So I feel really great about that. Again, extremely grateful in my inability to binge eat. Again, I know how to graze. I know how to eat past my sleeve. You figure those things out easily. I don't make those choices very often, though. So I feel really good about that. The fact that I can't physically, and trust me, I think about it. I have fat girl moments. I mean, that's in my list to talk about for sure. Like, I have fat girl moments where I just want to go through the drive-thru and order one of everything. I had one of those today. I had one of those yesterday where I was seriously debating on going to Panda Express and, like, getting the chow mein and the orange chicken and the teriyaki chicken. And I was thinking, I actually put on my MyFitnessPal, like, how many calories would that be if I ate, you know, a third of each of those things? Because I couldn't physically eat, or half. You know, I couldn't physically eat more than that. That's still about 1.5 cups of food, though. I mean, I can easily eat a cup of food, sometimes 1.5 cups. So, but I didn't go. I was like, you know, I've got some great soup at home. I've got all this stuff going on. But I obsessed about it for like a half an hour. And sometimes the compromise is if I go home and eat something healthy and I still want it for dinner, then I can go back and get it. But I can tell you that I've never done that this whole year. Usually if I go out to eat and eat wings or something, you know, I used to eat 18 wings, 18 chicken wings. Now I eat 3 or 4. I think the most I've ever eaten since surgery is 5, and I was really, really, really full. So, you know, I don't feel bad about those choices. 3 chicken wings are not going to kill me. 18 might. Like, you know, it's a lot. Even as a normal-sized belly person, that 18 wings is way more than someone should be eating in one sitting. Honestly, it's a lot of food. So, something else I noticed in the last year, obviously, you hear about this pre-op. I've certainly seen lots of videos about this when I was going through my pre-op research YouTube phase. But now that I've experienced it, obviously I know it's true. But surgery fixes the size of your stomach. It does not fix your head. Weight loss surgery does not equate happiness. It does not equate confidence. I feel almost more insecure now than I did heavier. I know that that sounds counterintuitive because most of my friends on the weight loss surgery community have all this newfound confidence, but I did not hate myself at 300 pounds. I mean, I definitely struggled with not liking my body, but I did not hate myself. I had done the work to appreciate and accept myself how I was, and I worked hard at trying to be healthy at any size and managing my life the best I could, considering that I didn't think that my body was going to change. And I wouldn't say I'm less confident. I feel confident still. I still like me, right? But I don't always know how to relate to the world around me. People use words when they see me who haven't seen me for a little while. They use words like tiny and small. And I'm like, oh, haha, you know, thanks. But inside I'm like, I don't even understand you. Like, what are you even talking about? And I'm obviously not angry about it, but like, I'm confused. I'm legitimately perplexed. Sorry, I had to hang now. It does not equate happiness. I've had a more emotionally tumultuous year this year than I have most other years in my life. Certainly not over a couple, but in the last 6 or 7 years, this year has been the most emotionally challenging, for sure. So just because you lose 100 pounds doesn't mean you're going to wake up one day and be like, life is great. You still have work to do. But I also think that that was good because I always thought there was a small part of me, and I realized this by the time I went to surgery. I realized that losing weight did not equate happiness. But there was a small part of me that carried that old belief system that if only I was this size, if only I weighed this much, if only I felt human or normal, then I would be happy. And happiness comes from within, and that's the one thing I would say to anybody, anywhere, is that happiness comes from within. It does not come with the size of your body. I mean, it can help because you're fit, you're feeling good, whatever. It certainly plays a part, but who you are is independent of that mostly. Happiness is not your partner or your kids or your best friend. Those are all pieces to the puzzle, but your core person is if everyone I know were to die tomorrow, would I be able to get up and walk out the door? Barely. But yeah, because I have me. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? You gotta rely on you. You gotta do you. Gotta do you. So, that may be a controversial statement, but, I'm a big proponent of self-love and self-care and having confidence with who you are outside of all the physical other stuff. But that was something that took me a minute, to really come to terms with, even though I knew it rationally, that once I had surgery, that the surgery fixes your size of your stomach, but it does not change the way you think about food. It does not change your relationship with food. I mean, it does to a point, that the fact that you can't, sit there and eat 7 cups of 18 wings, you cannot do it. But you could also eat 3 wings every 3 hours for 8 days and see what happens. So, okay. I'm getting a little preachy, and that's not cool. Let's see what else I've got on my notes. Okay, so another amazing thing that's come out of this year is the things that your body can do are pretty incredible. So, I think I mentioned this in my video earlier, the skin flip, just being alive is easier. I went to the gym today, and I did a Romanian deadlift, right? And I was lifting 70 pounds, and I could barely, my back definitely felt tweaked, I could barely lift that 70 pounds. And I was carrying 108 of them on my person. And here I am lifting 70 pounds, there's no way I could have walked, I don't think I could have carried that all the way around the gym without some major difficulty. But I was doing it every day. Every day. Just my fitness, just my feet. I know I've talked about my feet. That is a huge, probably one of the biggest NSVs I've had this year, is not having pain in my feet. I've probably had pain in my feet 5 days in the last year and a half, and it's gone the next day. It's being able to walk and hike and dance. You should see me at the gym. I dance all over the place. I don't give a shit who's watching. I'm dancing, I'm bopping, I'm jumping, I'm jogging in place. I'm all over the place. I'm excited. I'm excited to be there, keeping my heart rate up, listen to 80s cardio radio on Pandora. I'm stoked, Give me some AC/DC, some Journey. It's good stuff. Bon Jovi. I love the hair bands. So carrying the extra weight is hard on your body. And so now, when I could do the Stairmaster, I sweat and I'm panting and I'm out of breath, but I'm on a level 6 or 7 or 5. Before level 2 was the the fastest I could go, at all. So it's just amazing. It's just being able to feel lighter. I don't even necessarily feel lighter I'm like a feather or something dramatic like that, but, I don't know, just those things, those everyday activities are easier. I can stand for longer. I can sit for longer. I can move for longer. I like to move my body. I don't care how awkward I look when I'm doing an activity. I don't care. I do it. I'm able to. I'm impressed by that. A year ago, 2 years ago, I couldn't do it. And all I wanted from this surgery, all I wanted was to be able to do, well, two things. I wanted to be able to shop in normal size clothes. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to be able to shop in normal size stores. But my main motivator wasn't even the number of pounds on the scale. My main motivator was to be able to do the level of activity that I wanted to do, and I've met that goal. If my goal is, that's it. I didn't want to ever run. I don't have any goals to become a runner. So my goals are, can I do sustained aerobic activity, and am I strong? And I have room for improvement. I think anyone has room for improvement, but I have definitely met that goal. So that's a huge accomplishment for me. Huge accomplishment. I talked about loose skin in my skin flick, so I won't cover that again. So somebody asked me what, a couple weeks ago, what keeps me motivated. I would say tracking always helps me. I use MyFitnessPal every day. I've been using MyFitnessPal since, I think, before surgery or right after surgery. I think towards the end of the 2-week liquid diet, I started using MyFitnessPal, and I have not missed a day. So, or I've missed like one day on accident, and I fixed it. But anyway, like a connection issue. Sorry. I've been sitting here for like, a half an hour. So, Tracking keeps me motivated. The gym is non-negotiable, especially because I'm doing that 12-week weightlifting challenge. Like, I schedule my days at the gym, and they're non-negotiable. I figure it out. I go early before work. I go during lunch. I go late in the afternoon. Non-negotiable. And those workouts are the best antidepressant I have. They are amazing. They make me feel good about my body. They make me feel good about my soul. They make me happy. I have a fun time at the gym, alone with my boyfriend, whoever. I have a great time, and it definitely keeps me motivated. Also, those fat person moments where I'm confused, or I see myself, or I see an old person, I don't know how to explain this, but I still have fat person moments, like, oh, I'm not going to fit into that, and then I try it on and I fit into that, or, it was like when I bought the size 12 jeans, my girlfriend Tessa, VSG, whatever, goddamn, anyway, Tessa, go teams, VSG. When she's like, your size 14s are too big, let's try it for size 12. I'm like, honey, I'm not going to fit into a size 12. Like, I've been wearing these jeans for 4 days. Like, they're big. And she's like, no, just try them on. And, I tried on like 8 pairs and only 2 didn't fit. Like, I was a size 12. But my fat mind was like, no, you're not. And so keeping to strive to fix that dissonance between who I really am, what I really look like versus how I believe, is motivating, and also to be the best version of myself. I've never had an opportunity to be this small. I've never had experienced life as this size person since I was a teenager. So I don't want to let that go. This has been important to me for a lot longer than just this year, and what motivates me is not going back. So people, my surgeon's office says that the success rate of someone with VSG keeping their weight off is under 60%, closer to 50. I don't want to be one of those people. I just don't. None of us do. But that's what motivates me, is staying here, or staying wherever I end up, not going back. I never want to see the 200 numbers, if I can help it, ever fucking again. Okay, so also shopping keeps me motivated, because sometimes it's like, or even shopping in my closet, like, oh, I have this size large dress and it didn't fit quite right, and then I put it on and I'm like, oh my god, it's so great. Like, even just 4 weeks or 8 weeks make a huge difference when I buy clothes on how they fit. I mean, a huge difference. Another question somebody asked me was any health issues I've had to overcome, or that I have overcome. I would say I'm off my blood pressure medication. My thyroid, I'm still medicated for my thyroid, but magically it has like halved that number that you get on your TSH number or whatever. Was like 2 point something, and now it's 1 point something, so it's less, it's a whole pointless. But I like staying on the medication because it just, you know, when you have hypothyroidism, that usually just doesn't go away. And if I'm not on the medication, it might creep back up to 2 point something. And I never felt quite right at 2 point something. I'm tired a lot, even though most doctors don't say you have hypothyroidism until you're over 4.5 or 5. Man, when I was first diagnosed, I was 4.5, and I was sleeping an hour every day. Every day. Every day for my nap, I would take a nap because I couldn't stay awake. Could not. Physically could not. So, I don't really want to fuss with that. I did try to lower my antidepressants. I've been on antidepressants for a long time. Really low dose. But, I did try to reduce that. It did not work. I'm back up to my normal low dose. It's super low dose, but it's the lowest you can get prescribed, but I was lower than even that, and it just didn't work out. So, the other thing, and this is the last thing I'll talk about because it's all my notes. I mean, I have lots of things I could talk about. Sorry, I have a scratchy nose. Is this year's been amazing. I appreciate all the support that I've received, both from my weight loss surgery community. Oh my gosh, all the friends I've made, seriously, like, I don't want to name specific people because I don't want anyone to feel left out, but, you know, the people, anyway, I'm really happy with the connections that I've made. I hope that some of them continue to develop because I really, really like a lot of people. But, also my friends and family and my boyfriend obviously have been incredibly supportive and helpful, and I think I've motivated a couple other people to pursue this route as well, and if that's the choice that they made and that's best for them, then that's what matters. I'm not a huge proponent of just getting surgery for the sake of having surgery and losing weight as an answer, but even though obviously that's what I did, I didn't do it lightly, and I didn't do it as I did it as a last resort, but I think that those in my life that are making this decision, I think they will do well. So, yeah, and I hope that I can support them as much as I feel supported by them. So, that's all I can hope, is to continue to pay it forward, because that's what I'm here for. Honestly, that's why I make these YouTube videos. I mean, it started out to be post-op updates for my friends and family. It started as a little private group on my personal Facebook. But it really has turned into something else in terms of just feeling like paying it forward, because I have gotten and continue to get so much value from watching other people's YouTube videos. So yeah, I'm really grateful to be here. I'm grateful to my 900 and some odd subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. And oh, what was to come? What are my goals for year 2? My goals for year 2 is to get to goal. I mean, that's really my primary goal. To continue to work out, to continue to get fit, to continue to do different sorts of things in and out of the gym, activity-wise. I really do enjoy moving my body on purpose. I am going to continue to explore new ways to do that. So I love that idea. So I don't really have any, at this point, any like resolutions or goals for year 2, so to speak, because it's so close to New Year's. It's kind of probably be bunched up in the same thing, but I definitely would like to, I would say this, and I've had this resolution or this goal every year, but I would like to in 2015, and year 2 of my post-op VSG surgery, is to start a yoga practice, whether that's even just 1 day a week. I would prefer not to do yoga from home, so it depends obviously on price and time, but I would like to do yoga 1 day a week. And I do yoga 1 day a week now as a yin yoga practice, sometimes 2 days a week, but I mean like a legitimate, and you know, yin yoga is totally legitimate, and I'd like to continue to do that 1 day a week, but I know enough about yin yoga to be able to do some of it at home, at night, or whatever. I would like to work on balance and lengthening and toning in a way that hatha yoga can give me. So I would like to increase my practice with that, because I don't do a lot of that now. It was very awkward for me. I didn't enjoy it as a heavier person because my stomach was in the way a lot. I was weaker, and now that I'm stronger, I mean, granted, you know, holding your arms up in a position like this for 5 minutes is no effing joke. No joke. And you can be very, very strong and still have that be hard. But, you know, increasing with as much weightlifting as I'm doing, it helps with flexibility, balance, things like that. So I would say that I want to finish losing the rest of my weight and learn how to live in maintenance. yeah, those are my two major goals, I think, just to include fitness in my most everyday life, increase my started yoga practice, and lose the 44 more, or 34 technically, 34 more pounds until my official goal. Whether I go past that or not has yet to be seen. So, yeah. Anyway, I made two 20-some-odd minute videos. That's how much I had to say. I mean, it's my 1-year Surgiversary. You only get this once. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's so weird. Right? It's so weird. Anyway, I'm going to go and silently reflect and stare at the window at the wind and the rain and be like, this is so weird by myself, so you guys aren't privy to it. Because, you know, I'm just being silent, just being like, what the fuck is going on around here? I mean, this is weird. It's so weird. I don't think I can explain to you how weird all of this has been, but it's so good, too. Like, it's not weird in a bad way. It's just weird. So, I love you guys. Keep it fly out there. Have a super great weekend. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your support. Have a great weekend. Keep it fly. I said that like 18 times, but